There is just too much sports as the GO.A.T podcast BLEAT report to cover it. Welcome to this special edition of the GO.A.T Sports podcast. Today, I'll be covering the Final Four and the national championship of both men's and women's March Madness. The 2026 NCAA Division I basketball tournaments concluded with a definitive changing of the guard, as traditional powerhouses were tested and new legends were born. In Indianapolis, the men's bracket culminated in Michigan Wolverines securing their first national title since 1989, ending a 37-year drought under second-year coach Dusty May. Simultaneously, the women's landscape in Phoenix underwent a seismic shift as UCLA Bruins captured their first ever national championship, dismantling a South Carolina dynasty that many thought was invincible. These tournaments were defined not just by the trophies raised, but by the precise, high-stake tactical plays that shifted momentum in the game's most critical moments. The men's Final Four at Lucas Oil Stadium began with a gritty semifinal between UConn and Illinois. For much of the first half, the Huskies appeared to have the game in hand, but a late surge from the Fighting Illy cut a double-digit lead down to just 4 points with under 2 minutes remaining. The defining sequence occurred at the 1:12 mark. UConn's freshman guard, Braylon Mullins, showing poise beyond his years, received a kick-out pass and drained a contested three-pointer from the wing. This shot dissolved Illinois' momentum and allowed UConn to secure a 71-62 victory, keeping their hopes alive for a third consecutive title for one more night. In the second semifinal, Michigan faced Arizona in a battle of the top seeds. While the final score of 91-73 suggests a blowout, the first half was a physical war. The play that effectively broke the game open came midway through the first period, when Michigan's Roddy Gale Jr. drove the ball and delivered a thunderous two-handed dunk over Arizona's 7'2" center. The highlight reel moment sparked a 15-4 Wolverine run. Arizona's defense, rattled by the interior physicality, began to overhelp, leaving Elliot Cadeau open for a barrage of late-game three-pointers that pushed the lead out of reach. The championship game between Michigan and UConn was a masterclass in defensive adjustments. Michigan struggled significantly early on, missing their first 8 attempts from long range as the Huskies' perimeter defense played remarkably tight. The breakthrough occurred at 13-14 left in the second half. Trailing by 2, Elliot Cadeau navigated a high screen and hit Michigan's first triple of the game. On the very next possession, Michigan forced a shot clock violation, and Malachi Smith followed up with a transition layup. This 5-point swing flipped the pressure back onto UConn, who never regained the lead. As the clock ticked down, UConn made a final desperate push. With 44 seconds remaining and Michigan leading by 4, UConn's Alex Caravan missed a potential game-tying three-pointer. The rebound was hauled in by Yazel Lendenborg, who outletted it to Malachi Smith for the ceiling layup. The 69-63 final score solidified Michigan's return to the top of the college basketball world, marked by a defensive clinic that held high-powered Huskies to just 38% shooting from the field. In Phoenix, the women's Final Four saw UCLA survive a defensive grind against Texas in the semifinal, in a game where every basket felt like a victory. The Bruins' 6-foot center, Lauren Betts, recorded 6 blocks, single-handedly neutralizing the Longhorns' interior scoring. The Bruins advanced with a 51-44 win, the lowest scoring semifinal in years. On the other side of the bracket, South Carolina looked as dominant as ever, ending UConn's season with a 62-48 victory fueled by their suffocating full-court press, setting the stage for the number 1 versus number 1 title showdown. The women's national championship game was expected to be a classic, but UCLA turned it into a coronation, defeating South Carolina 79-51. The Bruins never trailed, but the game was truly decided during a relentless third-quarter surge where UCLA outscored the Gamecocks 25-9. A pivotal sequence saw Lauren Betts grab an offensive rebound and draw a foul. Moments later, she blocked a South Carolina layup, which led to a fast break score by Gabriela Jaquez. The 4-point swing pushed the lead to 22 and forced a timeout from which the Gamecocks never recovered. Gabriela Jaquez was the undisputed star of the night, finishing with 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Her impact was everywhere. In the second quarter, she found Angela Dukalik for a backdoor layup, then immediately followed it up with a steal and a mid-range jumper. The connectivity, as coach Corey Close called it, allowed UCLA to shoot 43.5% against the nation's best defense while holding South Carolina to a dismal 29% from the floor. The final buzzer in Phoenix saw the Bruins celebrating a 28-point victory, the largest margin in a women's title game in over a decade. 5 Bruins scored in double figures, including Gianna Niepkens with 15 and Lauren Betts with 14. For UCLA, it was a culmination of years of testament and building a roster capable of handling the physical pressure of the SEC. For Michigan, it was to Dusty May's rapid rebuild and the team's mental toughness in the face of UConn's dynasty. Ultimately, the 2026 Final Four was defined by the concept of connectivity, whether it was to the Michigan's guards finding an open man during their championship run or UCLA's telepathic ball movement against South Carolina. Both teams proved that cohesive team defense and disciplined executions are the ultimate tournament's equalizers. As the 2025 to 2026 season ends, college basketball enters a new era, where the traditional superstar teams have been warned. The new giants have officially arrived. And that's our show. Thank you for listening to the GOAT Sports Podcast. Expect a new episode weekly in your favorite podcast app, and please do not forget to subscribe. Do leave your comments and ratings for our show. If you would like your team to be featured on our weekly shoutouts or any other comments, please reach us on Instagram at the GOAT Sports Podcast. See you next week.